All right, everyone, welcome back into another PGA DFS video. Going to begin to the Open Championship picks and previews here for you guys. We'll be doing that quick recap of the John Deere Classic as well. But I want to start off with saying I got a fun new tool at 9 to 5 Sports, kind of a new dashboard setup for you guys to really use all the information at hand. And I will be showing off those tools here in this video. With that, there's a new lineup tool that I want to show you guys. We'll be showing you guys kind of my first look build here at the end of the video, so stay for that. Do want to just mention the Open Championship, it did not take place last year, so the course history that we're going to be looking at is from 2019, 2018, and 2017. That's kind of unfortunate there. I am going to be doing a hybrid course history, just looking at the last three majors, plus the Players Championship as well for the last event history that you'll see age 4 in there. But overall, this should be a pretty good tournament this week. I'm pretty excited. Got new tools to show off to you guys. Got a lot of information to get into. It should be a pretty good week. Let's get into it. Let's get into that recap real quick. So starting off, we're just going to get into that recap real quick. We were on Lucas Glover's top 12 pick in the 9 to 5 player pool. Really the unfortunate side of last week was coming down to Brian Harmon missing the cut, who ended up being a core play in the 9 to 5 player pool, which is a little bit different from the core plays video that I posted on Monday evening with the core plays video. All 4 of those players made the cut. So if you guys just use that video, you were good to go. That does make me want to remind you guys that I will be having the core plays video out about 2 hours after this video is posted on Monday, and then the fades, sleepers, and values that'll be available for you guys on Tuesday morning. But just looking it over, really the only other hurtful play was Troy Merritt, who's a high exposure play. Other than that, really spectacular week. Heck, 83% of the player pool made the cut. If you were to just take out the value picks, 88% of the player pool made the cut. So that's awesome. We always like to see that. 31% of the top, or 31% of our players in the player pool finished top 12, and then 38% of the player pool finished top 25 or better. Overall, it was a really fun week. Kind of weird to see a lot of people looking over the John Deere Classic, looking ahead to the Open Championship. You know, we didn't. We dove down, had a solid week, had a good showdown week as well, and now we're good to go. Now we're getting into that deep dive of the Open Championship. So just looking at it, we kind of know what to expect from this course. I feel like just looking at how the course is set up, how short of a course it is. It's a par 70 course, link style course. We know that. Looking at the past starts here, it's going to play shorter, I think. It's going to play like a course where you need to be smart, playing well around the green, putting well as well. You're going to have to be accurate off the tee, not too crazy. You can club down here as well. But overall, we just want to be looking at those players that are smart players. This tournament did take place more than 10 years ago for the Open Championship as well. A lot of the players that were on the top end leaderboard were all shorter players, smarter players, accurate players that were good around the green. I kind of expect that once again this week, especially with it being a shorter track, par 70. You know, we kind of expect that. Just looking at the past winners of the Open Championship in general, Shane Lowry, 15 under par. Francesco Molinari, 8 under par. Spieth, 12 under par. Henrik Stenson, 20 under par. So it's really been all over the place with that. Tough to predict kind of what the winning score will be. We have seen that the average winning score is around 14 under par. What's kind of crazy, though, is that the cut line average over the last 4 years at the Open Championship has been like 3 over par. So in terms of players that go on and play well, they can go on and play well. But a lot of players do get eaten up by the Open Championship courses. Really, there's a hole or two that really can hurt some players. We see that year in and year again with the Open Championship. That's what makes it fun. But just looking at, we're going to get into the top stat fit players just based on those key stats. We're looking at Jon Rahm, no surprise there. He's been a stud this whole year. Patrick Cantlay as well, no surprise there. Webb Simpson, he has been playing well the whole year, except for recently been a little bit questionable. Kyle Morikawa, Daniel Berger, Russell Henley, and Paul Casey. Looking at course history, for course history, I'm just looking at the players that have made starts at the Open Championship. We're looking at Jordan Spieth, spectacular. Brooks Koepka, Tony Finau, Robert McIntyre popping up there. Ricky Fowler, wow, did not see that coming, did you? And then Justin Rose as well. Justin Rose and Ricky have been similar players. It'll be interesting to see if I end up on them in my player pool by the end of the week. And then just looking at recent form, just a bunch of players that have been playing solid. Kyle Morikawa, Louis Oosthuizen, no surprise there. Guido popping up there with 2 straight, pretty good finishes. Jordan Spieth, Rory, Abraham Ancer, Daniel Berger, and Jon Rahm kind of rounding out their recent form rank. But now, what you guys have been waiting for, let's get into the picks for this week. All right, so getting to the high tier price point range, once again, I'm just going to be highlighting the top 4 players in each price point tier. Really just which players have upside and safety. That's what I'm highlighting here for you guys. Based on that, we can determine which players are going to be the top picks in that price point range. But I also do want to show you guys some cool new tools here. So the lineup tool I already mentioned, I'm going to be showing you guys that at the end of the video. Excited for that. It's a fun, easy video or tool there for you guys. And then just something else I want to look at. You can type in by location to see kind of which players, are from that area. Might have some course experience or just a feel for the type of courses in that area. We can search by that. So I already typed in, part of New England, or not New England, England, and we can sort by that. And we can see which players, are from that area. Maybe you want to give them a little bit of a bump if you guys believe in that narrative. You could give Tommy Fleetwood, Matt Fitzpatrick, Lee Westwood a little bit of a bump, if you kind of believe in that, or if you're trying to decide a 50-50 decision at the end of your lineup, and it's between one of these players, this would probably give them the bump for me if I was doing that. So just a fun thing to look at. It's something you guys can use going forward for every event. I'm pretty excited for that. But let's get into those top 4 picks here in the high tier. We're going to start off with Jon Rahm, actually. Jon Rahm, to me, is kind of just a class of the field. Really like him as a pick. And then Brooks Koepka. Obviously, Brooks always tends to produce in these major events. Then we're going to begin into 2 other studs here, which I don't really get their price points. We got Jordan Spieth and Louis Oosthuizen. So Oosthuizen always seems to kind of just be underpriced as a whole. I don't really get it. He's finally priced up, I guess, if you will, but given how he's checking all the boxes, kind of weird. I guess we'll just start with him. So 9 straight make cuts in a row, Open Championship history, 20th, 28th, 1 miscut, and then we look at the last 3 majors plus the Players Championship. Look at that average finish. He ranks top 10 in the field in that as well. Spectacular there. Really, the only worry with him is going to be good drive percentage, 123 in that. That's, a little bit worrisome, I guess, if you will, but I expect him to go out and play well. 9.3, not a big price point for him. Look at his stat rank, top 12. Course history rank, 30th, still good. And second best recent form in the field. Overall, he's ranking out top 10 in the mile, checking all the boxes. I really like Louis Oosthuizen this week. Then we get into the class of the field. We got Jon Rahm here. And I do want to mention, so the Irish Open and the Scottish Open, you can definitely look at those starts as well. Right now, for this specific video, I'm not doing that, although there are some players like Christian Bazoon, who I'll be on later. I am partially on him because of his starts there as well. So not something I'm looking at specifically for this video, but obviously throughout the week, I am going to be looking at that as well. Just wanted to start that off with saying I know Jon Rahm was playing well there last week. A lot of people were jumping on him, saying that he's just going to dominate this week. And I think he still will. 11th at the Open Championship in 2019, miscut in 2018, 44th in 2017. We look at his last majors and the Players Championship, 3rd best in the field in that. Look at his key stats, guys. His key stats are phenomenal. 1st in ball striking, 3rd in effective scoring, 4th in par 4 scoring, 7th in stroke gain approach. The worry, I guess, if you will, is with his stroke gain around the green where he ranks 55th. Guess that's the worry. 32nd in good drive percentage, 4 straight make cuts in a row, 1st at the U.S. Open, 1 at the Memorial Tournament. I don't care what you say. Checking all the boxes this week. I really like Jon Rahm. Looking at Brooks Koepka. Brooks Koepka, yes, he struggled early on in the season. So staff-wise, ranking top 46 in the field, that's not horrible. Actually, that's kind of encouraging, to be honest with you guys, with how bad he struggled. Looking at his recent form, he's made 2 straight cuts in a row. The Travelers and the U.S. Open were both top 5 finish. And, kind of summing up Brooks Koepka perfectly is that he missed the cut at the Pimento Championship. That's just Brooks Koepka. But if we look at his Open Championship history, 4th, 39th, and 6th. Major results, 26th in the field in that. Pretty solid there as well. And then we get into Jordan Spieth. Jordan Spieth, to me, I don't want to say he's a free square, but at this price point, he's very intriguing to start a lot of my builds out with this week. 20th, 9th, and 1st place finish over his last 3 Open Championship starts. Look at his major results for that H4 category, 14th in that in the field. Spectacular there. Like Brooks Koepka, Jordan Spieth did struggle early on in the year, so his stats are not going to be the best, but one encouraging thing is effective scoring, top 25 in that. Kind of him, Brooks Koepka, and Patrick Reed are really the reason why I came up with this effective scoring stat, is the fact that, they'd be kind of struggling here and there and whatnot, but they'd be still making the cuts, still kind of casually playing well. Effective scoring kind of brings in all of the stats for the whole week in terms of predictability, in terms of how they're going to go out and play well. So it's nice to see he's popping up there. Top 20 in strokes gained approach, strokes gained around the green. The 2 kind of key stats that you want to be good at this week, I think, if I had to nail it down to 2, it would be those 2. Nice to see him popping up that well. he's going to be a tough one for me not to play at that price point. So now let's drop down into the mid-tier price point. All right, so I do really like Patrick Cantlay to start off with here, guys. Patrick Cantlay, 4 straight May cuts in a row, has made the last 2 Open Championships cuts, a 41st and a 12th place finish. And then he also, I don't want to say 58th ranked in the last 3 majors plus the Players Championship is good, but it's not terrible either. It's kind of just a shoulder shrug. You're good with it, I guess, if you will. Not moving the needle at all, let's put it that way. But he is a second best staff in the field, guys. Really, all the stats that we're looking at are phenomenal. I think that this is going to be a good week for Patrick Cantlay. I think he's going to be a top 10 finisher this week. And we're looking at Patrick Reed as well. Patrick Reed I really like as a pick. Open Championship history, 10th, 28th, 1 miscut, and then 7th in that majors and the Players Championship rank. That's pretty darn good. Really good his key stats. Top 26 in the field in that. Top 26 in course history. Top 27 in recent form average. He's checking all the boxes. 8.9 is a great price point. Paul Casey I really do like as a pick as well. To me, he's kind of just, I don't want to say a free square once again, but he's always just underpriced in majors, and that's the case once again this week. Ranks as a top 10 pick in the model. We look at his Open Championship results. 3 straight May cuts with a top 15 finish in 2017. Now, yes, the 2019 and 2018 results aren't that great. I think that kind of comes and goes with his short game. If he's putting the ball well, he's going to go out and get a top 20 finish. If not, he's probably just going to make the cut. I guess kind of the worry with Paul Casey as a whole is that he's always a roller coaster ride. He's a cut sweat through and through. It seems like he's always making the cut on the number or just, by 1 stroke. And then he makes a weekend push to potentially go out and win, maybe, gets some low scores going, and then he chokes. It's always a roller coaster ride. It's kind of a fun ride, but he's just a little bit too cheap this week. I think he's going to be a solid pick for me this week and for everyone. And then just looking at the last pick in this price point tier, I really do like Adam Scott here, guys. So Adam Scott did miss the cut at the Open Championship in 2019, but made the previous 2 top 25 finishes there. He could be a little bit better in the H4 category that we're looking at this week, 57th in that. That's okay, though. Not terrible. For me, he hasn't been putting it all together this season. Just casually been finding out ways to make the cut. Look at his recent form. It's been pretty solid. 3 straight May cuts in a row, 13th and 35th place finish for his most recent starts. I like that for Adam Scott. At this price point, I kind of feel like we're paying for a May cut, but we're also probably going to get a top 30 finish out of him. And, at this price point, if you're kind of just, shoulder shrugging it, I don't mind Adam Scott at 8.1. It does feel safe. I will say Justin Rose casually catching my eye as well. Strong Open Championship history as well. All right, so we are moving down into that low tier price point tier. I think this tier is really going to be the make or break point for a lot of people. We have some really standout picks, especially lower down in the pricing tier. So just looking at, we got Harris English and Daniel Berger both ranking out as top 12 players in the 9-5 mile this week. That is really spectacular. Really the worry with them is going to be lack of Open Championship course history. Then we got Christian Bezuidenhout, who's made 11 straight cuts in a row. He's really good around the green. Don't mind him as a pick. And then the defending champ, Shane Lowry. So we'll start off with Shane Lowry for the in-depth dive here. I don't really think we have to worry about him coming off of a victory. Well removed from that was in 2019. Typically speaking, though, it is a little bit of a worry. Their practice time and tournament warm-up schedule routine that they're used to, it gets eaten up a little bit just because of, a little bit more of media time needed, a lot more interviews going on that week. So they're not in the typical warm-up routine. But I really don't think we have to worry about that too much this week with him being the defending champ. The worry with him is that his previous 2 starts at the Open Championships were miscuts, okay? But he has been playing well at majors with that H4 category, ranking top 15 in the field, top 12 in the field, actually. Overall, he's not a horrible stat fit, top 35 in the field, ranking out top 25 in the mile this week. Let me look at Christian Bezuidenhout. Kind of already summed it up, okay? He's really good around the green. We like that. Kind of hanging my hat on that, to be honest with you guys. 11 straight May cuts in a row. He did play well on the European Tour as well recently. His most recent start was at the U.S. Open, where he finished with a 31st place finish. I really don't mind Bezuidenhout this week. Kind of just at that price point. If you end up on him, I'm good with it. Then we get into Daniel Berger. So Daniel Berger really wasn't all too spectacular last week with a 34th place finish, kind of just grinding it out. Made the cut, didn't really do much. Potentially looking forward or looking ahead to the Open Championship. Does have to get on that charter. Some people might be worried about that as well. I'm not. I don't think we're going to have to worry about the jet lag too much. We're looking at Open Championship history, didn't play in 2019, missed cut in 2018, and a top 30 finish in 2017. Overall, been okay in that H4 category. Really, what we like about Daniel Berger is the fact that he's in great recent form, top 10 in the field in that, and he's a great staff hit, top 5 in the field. The worry with him is going to be his stroke gain around the green, ranks 139th in that. Every other stat that we're looking at for Daniel Berger is going to be T 42 or better, with good drive percentage being 42nd. Every other stat is top 14 or better. So really do like Daniel Berger. And then we get down into Harris English here, who to me, it's just a standout play. Really the only reason not to play him is the fact that he doesn't have any Open Championship results over the last 3 years. Okay, that's the worry. But he has played well at the majors and the players in that H4 category. Love that. He's a top 10 staff in the field as well, with really strokes gain approach being the worry. 86 in that. Other than that, everything's like pretty much top 70 or better, which we like to see. Top 10 in par 4 scoring, love to see that. Top 25 in effective scoring. His recent form's been spectacular as well. 6 straight make cuts in a row, with his last 3 being a first, third, and 14th place finish overall. Top 10 staff it, top 10 recent or course history rank, and top 20 in recent form rank. He's the top 5 pick in the model this week, and I kind of agree with that. Would love to see that Open Championship results, but still, Harris English at this price point is tough to pass up on. You could easily go Daniel Berger, Harris English, and then pay up for like Louis Oosthuizen, Paul Casey, and Jordan Spieth, and you're sitting pretty with some really spectacular players and builds going on. Just kind of finish it out there for you. And then we're going to be looking down into the low tier. So low tier, very interesting to me. We'll start off with Charlie Hoffman, who there's some worries with him, whether he's going to play or not. He's going to play. He's made 13 straight cuts in a row. The worry with me was 2 tournaments ago, I think it was the Rocket Mortgage Classic. I was like, is he going to play? Because that's a lot of events in a row. He ended up not playing. Didn't play at the John Deere Classic. So, 3 weeks removed now. He should be well rested. I think we can go back to well with him. Open Championship results of 51st, 17th, and 20th place finish. Overall, been playing well in that H4 category. He's a top 35 staff in the field, which maybe that's why his price is low, because he's not the best staff in the field. But overall, ranks as a top 12 pick in the model. 63% chance to make the cut. Really like Charlie Hoffman as a pick this week. 6.7 is definitely way too cheap of a price tag for him. Then I do want to mention Lucas Glover. So I hate when people bring up, previous majors that took place at a course when they're more than 10 years removed. I'm going to do that real quick, because Lucas Glover had a top 12 finish, 10 years ago when we saw the Open Championship here at this course. Cool. Whatever. I'm fine with that. What I do like to see is that at the most recent major, or at the most recent Open Championship, had a top 20 finish like that. He's made 2 straight cuts in a row now. Cool. First and the 41st place finish. Overall, not a horrible pick, ranking out top 30 in the model. I kind of like the fact that he's just a good course fit. He's one of those smarter players. Not going to make many mistakes. I do expect him to go out and make the cut this week. And there are a couple of other players kind of casually checking my eye here in the value tier. We're going to go to Taylor Gooch. Just kind of an okay play. Has done okay for those major results that we're looking at, that H4 category. Overall, top 50 pick in stat rank. That's fine. Recent form rank, 28th in that. 6 straight make cuts in a row. None of them were really all too great. That's kind of the worry there. But overall, don't mind him as a pick. At 6.6, I'm perfectly fine with that at his price point. All right, and then the last player that I'm going to mention in this value tier is going to be Stuart Sink, 6.9, good price point. He has played well at the Open Championship the past 2 times, 20th and a 25th place finish there. Overall, has a pretty good season going. Obviously, a 2-time winner on the PGA Tour, 7 straight make cuts in a row. Overall, ranks out as a top 20 pick in the model. It's kind of as simple as that. Top 30 staff hit. I wouldn't say he's checking all the boxes, but at 6.9 to get a quality pick. Top 20 pick in the 9 to 5 model. 61% chance to make the cut. I'm okay with that. I don't really think we have to go out of our way to play anyone in the value tier this week, but if you really like Jon Rahm or Brooks Koepka and you want to fit those guys into your build, Stuart Sink's going to be a good option. Charlie Hoffman's going to be a good option for you as well. Oh, I was going to get started here with the closing video, but I forgot. We got to get into that lineup tool. I want to show you guys that real quick. All right, so let's get into that lineup tool. So this is going to be based on how many players you have selected. Obviously, you want to select 6 players to see kind of what your lineup can look like. So I already mentioned I like Jordan Spieth a lot. Let's click on him. So Jordan Spieth, going to put him in there. I'm going to click off of Stuart Sink for now. Let's see here. Harris English we can go with. I really like him as a pick. Once again, this is just a first look build, kind of just showing off the lineup tool as a whole to you guys. Let's see if we can get Usti in there and Casey in there. Usti, Casey. So right now, with these 4 players, it's got a 75% chance to get 6 for 6 across the cut line. Obviously, we like that, but let's see what we can close out the build with now. Patrick Reed, I guess. I feel comfortable with Patrick Reed as a pick. Get him in there, and then how much do we have left over? Not that much. Let's see. Was Daniel Berger? Can we fit Daniel Berger in there? Ooh, way overpriced there for Daniel Berger. All right, let's get off of Patrick Reed. All right, let's see here. I'm trying to think who were the other players that I was on now. Daniel Berger, Harris English, Paul Casey, Patrick Reed. I know Shane Lowry is going to be too much, but let's just see it. A little bit too overpriced there for Shane Lowry. Let's go Bazoo now. Just do that. So just kind of showing off 71% chance that this lineup gets 6 for 6 across the cut line. And that kind of sums up the majors. I know I've used this tool kind of the last month or so. This is a very high number, and that's kind of the appeal of the majors, is that it really gives you a nicer chance to get 6 for 6 across the cut line just due to the kind of softer price points. That's the nice feel there. And we get this nice little, hey, worry a little bit. This guy's going to make the cut. Ooh, stop sign. Maybe not, 56% chance to make the cut. And then the yield sign, a little bit of caution there. I like that as well. But overall, we can see the lineup here selected as well. Just a fun tool for you guys to use when you're trying to close out your main build. Really effective tool. But now we're closing it out here, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a fun one to make. I'm excited for the new tools at 9 to 5 Sports. Once again, you guys can get access to all those tools for $10 a month. Best value in PGA DFS. If you guys want to join 9 to 5 Nation, get those tools. Link is in the description below. Definitely make sure to look out for the core plays video, the fades, values, and shoulder shrug plays video as well. Once again, those videos will be coming out, 2 hours after this, and then in about Tuesday morning as well. So hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please give me a like and subscribe. If you guys want to, make sure to leave a thumbs up. All right, thanks for watching. As always, let's keep cashing.